Hi everybody. I've got no idea whether this is working or not. Hi. Right, okay, it looks like I'm working, but I'm not entirely sure. Hi. Right, okay. It looks like it's working. Who knows? Can anybody hear me and can anybody see me? Looks like it's working. Who knows? Can anybody hear me and can anybody see me? Right, okay. It's working. I'm going to carry on in hope that it's actually working. There seems to be a bit of a delay from my end as well. Definite pause. Right, okay. Hey Nelly. Right, thank you. I know that it's working. It's all right. There's a massive delay from my end. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, massive delay from my end, and I'm still trying to get used to this new technology, so I've got no idea how well it's working, but at least I'm being seen. So today is Thirsty Thursday, so I wanted to talk about the importance of fluids and getting drinks inside us. So one thing that obviously we need to be drinking plenty of is water. It's very underestimated. I know as a child that I didn't drink anywhere near enough water, but as I've got older I've started to drink more and more water, and obviously it has a massive health impact for us as well. But the question is, why is water so important to us? And it's got so many uses, so many benefits to it as well. What many people don't realise is that when we are dehydrated, it actually has a negative impact on the tissues in our body, on our joints, on our spinal cord. It also has an impact on our brain as well, and the way that our brain works as well. So it's really important to get water inside us just for those reasons alone. Obviously, by drinking plenty of water, it means that it helps prevent dehydration. As I say, it can help the brain to function at an optimal level as well. It keeps the cardiovascular system healthy, which is obviously your heart system and your circulation, and it can actually help you eat healthier as well, because if you're sitting down to eat your meal, how often do you actually sit and taste every mouthful that you have? How often do you sit and chew your food and really taste it? Or how often do you sit and just shovel it in and don't appreciate it and don't taste it properly? So if you've got a glass of water next to you while you're having your meal, what you could do is, between bites, not necessarily every bite, but between bites, you could actually have a sip of water. So what you're doing is you're chewing down, slowing down the whole process of eating your dinner, or eating your meal, so you enjoy your meal a little bit more. You're also allowing time for the message to get from your gut up to your brain, which means that you feel fuller sooner. Because the problem is when you shovel food in and you eat really quickly, what happens is there's a delay between the gut and the brain. So you end up eating more food than you actually need, which is why when you eat your dinner, sometimes you finish it and you think, oh God, I'm just so full right now. And it's because you've not given time for the stomach and the brain to communicate. So if you're drinking water while you're eating your meal, then it actually helps slow down the whole eating process and allows that communication between stomach and brain. And of course, the other thing it does as well is that it's actually keeping you hydrated while you're eating. It's keeping the saliva levels in your mouth at quite a high level as well. So it means that you're able to chew the food more effectively and make the food more digestible as well. I personally have always liked sparkling water. I've drunk sparkling water for ages. I went through a stage where I stopped drinking tap water and I tended to drink sparkling water more so than tap water. But having had a conversation with my dentist, I think it was last year now, it might even have been the year before, and she was saying that even though it's water, it's still acidic. So it still has a negative impact on the enamel on your teeth as well. So if you are somebody who drinks lots of sparkling water, you might want to think twice about the levels that you're consuming because of that negative impact on the enamel on your teeth. I have started drinking more water. Sometimes, and actually quite frequently, I'll drink hot water because there's something a little bit more refreshing about it sometimes. And when it's a really cold day and you really don't fancy cold water, you can keep your hydration levels up by obviously drinking hot water instead. I'm on the green tea at the moment. From a sugar perspective, I don't drink squash as such, and I've never been one for drinking fizzy drinks. But I found that in Sainsbury's, which is it's a vitamin C. It says that it's immune with vitamin C, and it's actually lime and elderflower. And I think the thing that I like about this is it's not particularly sweet, and there's no added sugar to it either. So that's just nice to add a hint of flavour to your water if you're drinking water. Why is water so important? If you're not drinking enough water, then obviously it can impact your hydration levels in your body and it can cause dehydration. There are signs of dehydration that many of us probably don't know about, and I've written these down to make sure I get them right. So bad breath is actually one. And I remember years ago as a kid, my dad telling me on more than one occasion that my breath wasn't very pleasant. And as a kid, I drank very little. I could probably go most of the day and drink 2 glasses of water and that was it, and I wouldn't drink anything else. So that's something that's stuck with me for life. Dehydration can also cause muscle cramps. It can contribute towards dry skin. And if you've got food cravings and you're particularly craving something that's really sweet, it might be actually that you're dehydrated, so you need to rehydrate the body rather than actually grab something sweet to put in your mouth. It can also contribute towards headaches as well. And again, this is something that I've been on the receiving end of before now, when I've been out and about and I've forgotten to take a drink with me and I'm really, really thirsty. I've ended up with such a bad headache because I just haven't got enough fluids in my body on that particular day. So when you're out and about and it's a hot day, you need to make sure obviously that you've got plenty of fluids with you. The other thing is when you're dehydrated, it actually affects the electrolytes within your body, and that has even more of a negative impact on you as well. Other things that can cause dehydration, also medication can cause dehydration, and we forget that sometimes. Medication can have such a negative impact on the body as a whole anyway. I know it's there to make us feel better and to fix things, but it can also have a negative effect on the body. It can be diuretic, so what it can do, especially in older people, is actually contribute towards the dehydration the medication can, and it can actually lead to low blood pressure, dehydration, dizziness, constipation. And the thing in older people as well is if they are dehydrated, sometimes this can come across as the fact that because they're in a state of confusion, these symptoms might be seen as signs of dementia. And actually it's not dementia, it's confusion due to dehydration. So that's something that we need to take into consideration with the older generation, is to make sure that they're actually drinking sufficient for the body and to keep the body fluid, basically. What else have I got written down in my list of things to do? Oh, right, lemon water. I love lemon water. First thing in the morning, it's really refreshing. And it's actually, you're better off having lemon water first thing in the morning rather than tea or coffee. What lemon water does is, if you've got, you're better off either getting natural lemon and squeezing natural lemon, or again, because obviously lemon can be quite acidic, I've got a friend that does doTERRA oils, and all of their oils have been tested, and apparently the lemon oil you can actually put in water. So if you want lemon water but you don't want the acidity of natural lemons, then you can actually put a couple of drops of the doTERRA oils in the water. So that's my friend Julie that does that. It's great, you know, all these people that I've got in the health and wellness industry. This last week, I've been able to reel off lists of different people that can help you in different areas. So the fitness and the nutrition and the holistic therapy. So it's been quite nice actually being able to share friends' businesses over the last week. But yeah, lemon water obviously is a good source of vitamin C. It can help freshen the breath. What I've also learned is that actually it can help prevent kidney stones. So if you're somebody who's prone to kidney stones, then lemon water is a great thing for you to drink because it can help prevent that. And it's actually very beneficial to type 2 diabetes as well. So that's something else about lemon water. The other thing that I've made a note of, I'm just going to put my phone on silent, I didn't realise it wasn't on silent, is caffeine. Because obviously, as a nation, I suppose in the world, you know, we're big coffee drinkers. I drink coffee from time to time. Generally, I'll go for a decaf coffee. But there's a lot of people that just thrive on coffee and on caffeine because it gives them that buzz. And they see it as the fact that it keeps them awake and it keeps them stimulated during the day. But the problem is that caffeine actually has quite a negative effect. It can actually trigger symptoms of Crohn's disease. If you have caffeine later at night or late in the afternoon, what it can do is it can impact your sleep as well, your sleep patterns. So it might be that if you're sensitive to caffeine and you have coffee late at night or caffeine late at night, you might not get a proper night's sleep. You might get a restless night's sleep, it not be a particularly deep sleep. And the problem is when we're not sleeping properly, then the body doesn't repair itself properly. Equally, when we're overtired, it can have a negative effect on moods the next day, and you find yourself kind of on the caffeine wave of you're up and down, and there's no stability within your mood at any given day. So, if you can avoid caffeine, or at least decrease your levels of caffeine, that's going to have a beneficial effect on you as well. And talking about the buzz side of things, what caffeine does, it actually induces the fight or flight hormone, so that your cortisol and your adrenaline as well. And as I say, these are the ones that cause you the short-term buzz and the waves, the caffeine waves, as I like to call them. It can also reduce the absorption of some vitamins and some minerals as well, which then takes me back to what I was talking about. I think it was on Tummy Tuesday, when I was talking about gut health and the importance of gut health, particularly at the moment with the immune system. And caffeine can actually, because it reduces the absorption of some of the vitamins and minerals that we need within our body, it can then have a negative impact on the immune system as well. So that's something to take into consideration. Also, higher levels of caffeine can interfere with the absorption of vitamin D in the body, and vitamin D is something that we need because it actually contributes towards the reduction in osteoporosis. So if you're drinking lots of caffeine, then you're impacting the levels of vitamin D in your body anyway, and vitamin D is a water-soluble vitamin anyway, so we don't store it particularly well in the body. Here in the UK, we don't get masses of sunshine and sunlight anyway. So again, most of us already got a deficiency in vitamin D in this country anyway. The other thing that caffeine can do, and possibly another reason why I don't drink masses of it, is it can actually have an impact on menopausal women. So if you're somebody who suffers from hot flashes or hot flushes or power surges or whatever you want to call them, caffeine can actually contribute towards those. So if you are getting a lot of hot flashes and you drink a lot of coffee or caffeine, then it's worth looking at drinking something else. I mean, obviously I'm talking about caffeine here and associating it with coffee, but we all know that caffeine is in other drinks as well. We know that it's in drinks like Coke and Pepsi and things like that. We know that it's in tea. So try and source drinks that are caffeine free. It can apparently contribute towards infertility. I've already said that it can impact sleep patterns. It can also contribute towards heartburn as well. And it can also, because it's a stimulant, it can actually contribute towards anxiety levels as well. So if you're somebody who struggles with anxiety and you drink a lot of caffeine, then again, it might be worth some looking at the levels of caffeine that you drink as well. So at the moment, there's a couple of things that I drink. I'm addicted to this green tea, and it's the Rooibos green tea, and it's naturally caffeine free. It's low in tannins. It supports heart health. It's rich in antioxidants, and it allows for restful sleep as well. So that's one that I'm drinking. I think because it's naturally caffeine free, it doesn't matter what time of day you drink that one. Whereas some of the green teas are quite high in caffeine, and if you drink too much of it, although it's a natural caffeine, you could get a bit of a buzz. And the other tea that I'm drinking at the moment, and I tend to have one of these before I go to bed, is this one, which is it's their Super Blends range. And it's got passion flower, vanilla and chamomile. And it says on here, what did I read earlier on? Passion flower contributes to normal sleep. It says, enjoy 3 cups a day as part of a varied and balanced diet and healthy lifestyle. So that's the other thing that I drink as well. Try not to throw that everywhere. So that's it really for me today, Thirsty Thursday. I'm sorry that there was no talk about beer or gin or wine, although as I did mention the other day, I think it was on Tuesday, about alcohol levels. It does suggest that a small amount of alcohol, can be beneficial to the microbiomes in your gut as well. So, you can have a small amount of alcohol, just know your limits. That's it for me today. So thank you for tuning in and taking time to listen. It's Friday tomorrow again. I'm not sure how that happened. So I think Friday might be Friday Fun Day. So I'll be back online at 3 o'clock, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks then. Take care. Bye.